Yo, what's up YouTube? I decided to share my Abattoir of Seer Necromancer build with you real quick. When we enter the new game mode, the entry level difficulty will be equal to a tier 100 for Nightmare Dungeon, and if we die, the run is over. So if a build can click on any random tier 100 and just zoom, it's generally a good sign. I'm not trying to sell you anything here, nor I'm saying my build is the new best S+++ build tier, okay? But if you're interested in my tanky Infinimist and endless Bonestorm Necro that I brewed up with the items available to me, then stick around. That's the build I'll be using. Let's get into it. Damage rotation real quick, and the damage from Corpse Explode. That's a boss dummy. Dot him up, right? Activate Bonestorm, dash Truth, use the side maybe. Go into Bloodmist, then this goes up. Resetting the cooldown of Bloodmist by casting Corpse Explode manually. The infinite Bonestorm mechanic. So you can use the side to proc it. When your ring procs one from a faraway body, you get a Bonestorm. And you can proc it by dashing. There's a Bonestorm, I just dashed through. So I'm using this helm right here. Gives barrier, so I have barrier all the time. This could be replaced with a Shaco. Bloodmist triggers a corpse explosion, so don't have to worry about it, right? Can just zoom. Triple damage roll here. This one. So Bonestorm becomes a darkness skill and profits from all the damage multipliers. Have it on the gloves. I got Disobedience on the pants for armor. I have Ghostwalker on the boots. Black River, man, finally dropped one. I got it from Nightmare Dungeon chest event, and they were drowned. Like, this is supposed to be have a better drop chance from like drowned enemy type. Could be a coincidence. Yeah, not a uber unique. It drops from Duriel, right? Or it can drop. I got it from obviously not from Duriel, hence the item power. But yeah, GG. Like, it gives so many plus skills. Like, it's 4 to corpse skills. And the main damage source of this build are corpse skills. So +4, right? A Shaco has +4 too. So this is basically a Shaco, but specifically for this build in terms of plus skills. And on top of it, if that's not even enough already, it grants like 5-2 passives. That's almost like if I would wear 2 amulets. Just in terms of plus skills for passive abilities. So yeah, it gotta be one of the best weapons in the whole game. Like, I'm not gonna lie, man. Yeah. Also, adds a shit ton of damage to Corpse Explosion, right? Socketed with the damage over time here. Lidless Wall. I used this very early on. It carried me all the way. Like, with this shield, not with this particular shield, that's a good roll, right? But with the first Lidless Wall I found up all the gear I have right now. So, really good shield. Not much to say about it, unless it makes it tanky. And gives infinite Bonestorms, so that's cool. X-File drops from Duriel or in the open world. Found it actually more in the open world than from Duriel. I got it once or twice from Blood Harvest. Like the big Blood Harvest for 150, and I got it as a dungeon reward. There's a Nightmare Dungeon reward, killed the boss, got it. So yeah. One more thing maybe about X-Files real quick. This build is not a crit build. My setup does not revolve around X-File, okay? But the ring is it's just the perfect ring for this build, just from the stats. Like, all stats, damage over time, lucky hit, cooldown reduction. I still get a lucky hit proc now and then from X-Files, but Yeah, it's not an X-Files crit build. I just wanted to mention that. The next one. So this makes this build like it's auto bomber, right? Don't have to worry about it. Even though in some situations I'll spam corpse explode. So I can reset this quicker. The amulet, yeah, blighted 180% roll. GG, bro. Like that's all I need actually. That's all you actually need to run Infinimist. This aspect on the amulet. And like the aspect that turns Bonestorm into a Shadow Skill. Everything else is like highly customizable actually. Yeah, in my case it's a super tanky setup. As you can see, I got the Hatred's Chosen title here, so it's even good in it's good in PvP and PvE. Got a whole bunch of different items here. I will not go over each and every one of them because this is the exact setup I'm gonna use to play, like to try the Greater Rifts and stuff. You could try T-Bolts. You are not tanky enough. I could try How From Below. Don't have enough shadow damage over time no more for the passive, for the Keystone passive. Which brings me to the skill tree real quick. So the Keystone passive says Shadow Blight's damage. Like it ticks up to 10, right? So there's dots just everywhere. Monster walks into one dot is probably stacked up to 10 immediately. More or less. But yeah, it says Shadow Blight damage is increased by 100% of your shadow damage over time bonus. So I want to have the shadow damage over time bonus as high as possible. My current is 228. That's where all the damage comes from, right? Like that's the most important thing in the whole skill tree. Gotta roll shadow damage over time. On the amulet, on the gloves, and that's why this ring is so good, because like it says shadow damage over time and damage over time, right? It could be confusing, but these 40% damage over time, they count, right? I take off the ring. I take off the ring real quick. And it says 190. So it's a different term, but it's the same thing, so. X-File is GG for this build. Okay, well, yeah, I mean, you can see everything in the planner. I wanted to show you this real quick, so explain the aspects a little bit, explain why the weapon is so good. Book of the Dead. Like the usual, right? Get more life here. Sacrifice the Reapers for shadow damage. In terms of Paragon Board. So, when the game mode comes out, we have the new glyph, right? So this will change the Paragon Board. I will do the following. Depending on how tanky I need to be, I can get rid of this entire board. That's like the fortify board, damage by fortified and stuff. I can get rid of this totally if I wanted to. And or sounds crazy, but I will get rid of shadow damage. And because that's the weakest one out of all the glyphs I have. So we'll take out this glyph and put a new glyph in here. Like respect a few points, get all the base stats. Vampiric powers. Ultimate cooldown is reduced. Gives fortify when I kill an enemy. This is highly customizable, but I just show you what I will run in the new game mode, right? Anticipation, Sanguine Brace, Domination, of course, Meta Morphosis. It's in the name. Flowing Veins. Yeah. Using Reap to get a corpse. And also, this is not to be underestimated, when Blight and everything is stacked up. Yeah, you can finish an elite pack with this. When they have like, I don't know, like 1/3 life. Like you can pretty good at like execute them. So next one, Huge Flash. It's 6 out of 3 because OP weapon, Black River. 19 rank 19 corpse explosion. because of Black River. Imagine this with a Shaco. Using this, so this gets a dot, or becomes a dot, excuse me. Do you even English? One here to unlock Fueled by Death. Let's talk a little bit about the amulets, right? You can have passive skills on the amulet. You should have 3 to corpse and 3 to a passive. There's 3 viable options. Either you go with 3 to Fueled, 3 Gloom, or 3 Terror. I have 3 Gloom. Like, I eventually farm up an amulet with 3 to Fueled by Death, just to get even, like, just to go with the theme with high plus skills and stuff. And also, this is the least conditional damage buff. Like, I don't have to do anything to get this, okay? Just by walking, because I have the ring. Like, the new ring triggers corpse explosion, so this is up all the time, without doing anything. Here, I have to do a little bit, and here I have to do the most to get damage, to benefit from the damage, right? So I would argue this is the best, this is the second, this is the third, of course, depending on your setup and stuff. But yeah, as I mentioned, I just share my build real quick. This is no copy pasta build, this is my own build, my own Paragon board and stuff. Yeah. So moving on here, right, get more damage. Using decrep. Some people like the 2 curses. I like the 2 curse setup as well, especially with the ring, because you technically can get rid of corpse tendrils in your bar, so you can put the Iron Maiden in. But it's more clicking. I want to have it as lazy as possible, like in real ridiculous, like hectic situations and stuff. Like the least buttons I have to press, the better. Okay. So if I can focus on Bonestorm and Bloodmist and resetting Bloodmist, that's enough. So if I have to do like a Mortal Kombat combo on my keyboard, not gonna work in a tier 100, and let alone in like AoZ, right, where level 1 is already a 104. So I have 1 point in corpse tendrils, lol. Gaining plus skills like a mofo. Yeah, the passives, as I mentioned. Get those 2. Makes it more damage when you have no minions. This build has no minions. You could actually get rid of Supreme Bonestorm, since this is not a crit build. Like, for real, you could do that, but I don't really know where I should spend points, man. I tried putting 1 point in here. When I was healthy long enough, I have a little bit more attack speed for the side. But, yeah, doesn't make or break the build, I guess. And of course, 228% Shadow Blight, Keystone passive.